Sorry. Yeah. She had a PCOS. So at the time, she was throwing a lot of tantrums, and I remember feeling scared of her because she was throwing so many. She was hitting us, and there was one sister who was like 8 years younger.
Help me welcome the siblings that are behind our children. The amazing siblings I have tonight. My name is Fatima Molas. I am a parent advocate and mother of a beautiful 12-year-old autistic son. I have been doing this work for the last 10 years. I'm glad to be here with you tonight. And I want to thank you so much for coming and listening and deeply listening to the parents. And I want you tonight, one thing you're going to take here is how you can support your community, your neighbor, your friends, and listen to these siblings. Thank you. So I have here Abdimalik, Fortune, who is my lovely oldest daughter. I have Azma Gaz, and I have Nafiza Jamala. I'll start with Abdimalik. Can you tell us a little bit about your sister and how your understanding is about autism when you first learned?
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdimalik. My sister, she's 4 years younger than me, so she's 21 and I'm 25. So I remember pretty much everything about her life. There's actually 6 of us, so there's 5 boys and 1 girl. And she's the only girl, and she's the only child with autism. She actually has like some other things going on. It's very confusing because back then, just like one of the parents was saying, it was very hard to diagnose the kid. So my mom and my dad, they went through a bunch of doctors, and a lot of them said different things. So we didn't know. Like one of them said child schizophrenia, another one said autism, another one said some like developmental delay and things like that. But I do think they were all correct because I've worked with a lot of kids with autism, and I went to school for psychology, and I worked for 3 years with other kids at like centers and stuff like that. And I know what autism looks like, and I know how it works. Nobody knows what causes it. I have some ideas, but I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. We could talk about that another time. In the quiet room over there, just a few of us can talk about conspiracies. But all the other kids I've seen, they have, the main thing about autism is just the social aspect of it. But my sister was very difficult in pretty much every way. She was very destructive, very violent. Alhamdulillah, my parents had 5 boys, because that's like she has all the help already there at home, and we were always ready to help. But if it was just her, that would have been terrible, because almost every school my sister went to, she got transferred to another school. They kept recommending more schools, so it kept getting worse. So we had to figure out a way to handle her. And it was very difficult because we didn't have any communities like this. There wasn't nobody else like my sister, so nobody knew what we were going through. So we did what we could, and alhamdulillah, it worked out. So right now, she's still living with my parents, and we're still handling her the best way we could. But the thing is, you just have to find a way that works for your child or your sister or your brother, that works best for them. Because nobody can tell you like what to do for your kid or for your sister or for your brother. So alhamdulillah, I'm just saying that she was very different, but we made it work. And I know that whatever you're dealing with your family member, you can make it work as well.
I'll ask you, Fortune, can you share a memorable moment that highlights the uniqueness of your brothers?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Fortune. I'm 21 years old. I have actually two brothers that have autism. One is 12 years old and the other is 7 years old. Something that's very unique about one of them, I guess, is he likes things done in a very particular way. So when I'm around others and like they don't quite understand, I like tend to like explain it to them and tell them, hey, Noah is like different. If like they don't obviously like know autism or have like any background knowledge of it, I will just kind of explain it to them, explain the way that he works and how he likes things done in a particular way, and that you have to give him time. And if you ask him a question and he doesn't respond to you, that doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't understand it or didn't hear you. It's more of he will respond back to you, but in a matter of his own timing. Because what I like to say is that we're not on our timing, we're on his timing. And whatever he wants, he gets. So, yeah.
Maybe I can. This question is family dynamic. Can you tell me the relationship with your siblings, your sister, how has that evolved throughout the years?
My name is Asma. I'm 27, and my mom is Fatima Ismail. Amina is 24. She's 3 years younger. We have 7 kids. I'm the second oldest, and she's the 4th out of 7. Family dynamic, I was diagnosed with ADHD at 20, so towards the end of college, and I've been medicated for 7 years. I would say I didn't know I had ADHD. I think because my sister was, I think, the focus of the family, because we didn't know, the whole usual hanage. They would say drink camel milk to make her autism go away. Oh, if you go to Somalia, her autism will go away. Oh, if you go to Umrah, her autism will go away. She has to touch that rock. It was never ending. But the good thing is my mom got her help early. But I think the stigma was just really bad. Even Quran sa, oh, she has jinn. It started at pregnancy. If you pay $500, her jinn will go away. It was very frustrating. So I think like for my sister, she's always been my friend because I was neurodivergent and I didn't know. So I would go with her every Friday to the Mall of America. So the thing is that growing up, people thought I would always sit with her and hang out with her because out of pity or like sibling responsibility. But I think at the time, it was just we connected. She was like one of my only friends growing up. So, yeah. It was, when I got diagnosed at 20, I was still dealing with stigma because people were like, oh, don't take those meds. It's the government conspiracy. They're trying to brainwash you. So it's just never-ending stigma. I'd say like my relationship with my sister was good when we were younger. When I was a teenager, she was going through a lot of pain. She had sorry. Yeah. She had a PCOS. So at the time, she was throwing a lot of tantrums, and I remember feeling scared of her because she was throwing so many. She was hitting us, and there was one sister who was like 8 years younger. She was getting hit so much. But I think what made me stop being afraid of her was one time she broke the wall. Sorry. And then after her tantrum, she put a Band-Aid on the crack. And then I realized it wasn't on purpose. She was just in a lot of pain. So I understand what you were saying. So when she started taking medication, I think the hardest part was she was nonverbal. So she couldn't tell us what was going on. So like as a teenager, I was neurodivergent. I was struggling in school. But I think at the time, because of lack of awareness, I felt so alone, and I would go home and I'd see my sister in so much pain. So that was a really hard time. And if it wasn't for Hassan, I don't think she would have continued school because of her behaviors. So it was a miracle that he was here and he helped my mom. But I don't think, I just want to keep it short since it's late today.
Thank you, Asma. I know that wasn't easy. There's a lot of trauma and a lot of abuses the siblings deal with on a daily basis that we don't talk about. Only autistic families that have children with autism understand of the siblings is behind the closed doors. We know the broken life that's behind. So I appreciate you sharing your vulnerability. I appreciate it. Thank you. My question to you, what are the challenges and rewards of having brothers on the spectrum? How do you cope with the stress and the challenges that arise?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nafisa. I grew up with my mom for 10 years without a dad, and that's when I discovered a lot of about what autism was. I'm actually 28 years old right now, and I'm studying therapy, thanks to them. Going back, challenge, 2 brothers, one is 18, one is 16. Behaviors are much less right now, but when they were younger, it was, I don't remember a moment where we didn't chase them to the trains, to the streets, getting lost in the malls, getting lost everywhere. It was just a lot of anxiety. As a young girl back then, I remember developing anxiety being in the public because I knew that as the oldest daughter, I had to be altered 24/7 to know where they are, where they will be. Because if I was asked what happened, I had to know the answers for that. Every time I took them to the park, public, police will be involved in every situation. The extreme anxiety would cause me not want to take them out anymore or not take the responsibility of doing that anymore. But at the same time, being the oldest child, you can never say no, kind of. And if you were asked to do it, you would do it. At the same time, I never not wanted not to do because, again, my mom was alone and she had to work. And I would understand and, have an empathy. If I was asked to take them outside, I have to do that, But at the same time, as a young mindset back then, I didn't understand why I had to be the one who had to go through that at the same time. I remember my dad sent me like a journal, and I used to write the journal to help him catch up with what he's missing. That's how I start writing a journal. My journals will start like with, Dad, today this is what happened, Dad, today this is what happened. And my dad was gone for personal struggles. It's not like, it was not his choice. But when I was younger, I didn't have enough empathy for that. So the challenge for me was, the older they get, having the mentality of like, I need to run faster, I need to lift and get stronger, I need to keep up with this, I need to keep up with that. I had to be the father of the family, kind of. We were an immigrant family to this country, so we moved 12 years ago. So moving around different countries such as Turkey, Syria, America, my instincts as the firstborn child, I was like, I need to learn the language faster so I can translate for the hospitals. I need to keep up with the education system. I had to be the lawyer, the caretaker, the coach, the everything. When I was in those responsibilities, I wasn't aware until I went to college, and I realized my anxiety. I developed attachment anxiety where I couldn't stay away. So my brothers were like my kids, and I couldn't express to my mom like, I don't know why I can't sleep, I can't eat, I have to be back home. And my school was 2.5 hours away. So I would drive back if I felt something was wrong, like a mom basically. And my mom would spend some night with me explaining and apologizing for the things that she didn't realize. I feel like we had a healing journey. And again, my mom's just such a loving person. The way we really coped was literally learning that God can be a second parent for me. The emptiness I felt not having that around, God would have fulfilled that part. My mom taught me that, having God with you, not just an authority figure, but more like a parent, a friend, someone to talk to, was a great healing journey for me. So I would say that helped me a lot. And having a very understanding, very empathetic, very nutrition mother also was great to have at the same time. So that's it.
Thank you so much. I have one last question. We're running out of time. What advice would you give to other siblings of children on the spectrum, autistic kids? You are siblings. You're all, in your 20s. What would you tell families, siblings that are in your situation? This is like, who wants to answer that question? Like, what advice would you give?
Okay. In short, the best answer I can give is look at the good parts of the kid. Because I've worked with a lot of the kids, and they all have their challenges, but they all have like one or two or sometimes a lot more things that they excel in. And like my sister, she's like very, whenever she gets mad, she gets very destructive, a lot of damage, a lot of anger. But she's very active. She could ride a bike. She can read. She can make believe with toys. Her imagination, she could draw. She draws all over the walls. We just let her do that because, that's what they're good at. So if they're good at something, let them do that.
I would tell them that they're not alone, and that there are a lot of people in the world going through the same thing that you're going through, and that there's nothing wrong with your sibling at all. It's more of that they're unique and that they are their own person and that they need to go on their own timing.
I'd say Fishod, take it out. You don't need Fishod when you're dealing with your sibling. I remember I don't know what it's called, the leash that we would have for Amina, where it would be on her arm attached to her backpack, and we would hold it. We would have people come up to us and be like, oh, she's not a dog. But if she ran away at the mall, here comes 3 hours with the security guard. We're showing him a picture, and we're looking for her all over the mall, wondering if she got kidnapped. As a sibling, it's never your sibling that's the problem, it's the people around. So don't worry about them. They can also correct. That's it.
For me, both my brothers are nonverbal, but I know that they have the highest emotion intelligence. They know things that we never taught them. They know love, they know cheating, they know, like they know everything, and that's something that we shouldn't take it for granted. Just because they're sitting by themselves alone or not engaging does not mean they don't know what's going around. I would say keep an eye, like they're pretty observant and they catch on things pretty easily. So I would say do not leave them alone. Seek them the way you seek your friends when you're alone. Don't let them hang in the corner by themselves. They will remember that and give it back to you one day. So.
Well, that was it for the panels. Let's give them a round of applause, please. These amazing, amazing young siblings. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. And thank you guys for listening. Let's give them another round of applause. Siblings, these are the children that are literally holding us together. They sacrifice so much. I can't even tell you. We can go on, and we don't want to do that. They sacrifice so much that they give up their childhood. They give up their high school life. They give up all the after-school activities. So these are amazing kids. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fatima, and thanks for the sibling panel. These are the glass siblings. We anagoo dhan waalidiintu waxaan busy ku nahay ilmaheena autistic ah iyaga waa la ilaabay muraayada laga arkaya muraayada inaga arkayaan mid kalena way ku jirtaa ilmaha autistic ah iyaga noo babysit gareeya maalin walba still wali iyaga war uma hayno waa la ilaabay marka thank you.
In Hennepin County, a majority of the homes were built before 1978, which was the year that lead-based paint was banned. It's estimated that 150,000 homes in Hennepin County have lead-based paint hazards. In the past, the majority of our cases have been in Minneapolis and first-ring suburbs like Richfield, St. Louis Park, or Brooklyn Center.
And the communities that are most impacted are those that are inner city, so urban communities. And in those urban communities, it tends to be Black people are most affected, as well as those refugee communities as well. We also see a higher percentage of people who are low income.
The Hennepin County Lead Grant Program is entirely voluntary. Our goal is to get into homes before a child is exposed to lead. A lot of our families hear about our program through friends, family, or past grantees.
I heard a couple years ago with the weatherization program with Hennepin County that if we could get our windows tested for lead, and then after we had a baby, we figured we would see if we could participate in the program.
Most people tend to think that it's lead chips, that you see big chips of paint just kind of laying on the floor. But it's actually the dust that is a bigger issue, because as it degrades from the windowsills when they open and close, that dust then settles and looks just like regular dust. The kids tend to get higher exposures because developmentally they're crawling, and in that phase of life, particularly the first year, second year, third year, their hands are always in their mouth. So kids are always picking up stuff and putting them in their mouths.
It made us worried. Our baby Juniper puts everything in her mouth, so we just kind of kept her away from everything and just wanted to make sure she was tested.
If you're exposed at an early age and you have difficulty with learning, have difficulty with memory, you have behavioral issues, and that's manifest through poor performance in school, therefore you're not able to develop those skills that we expect of people who might be kind of fruitful members of society.
The good thing about all this is that lead exposure is 100% preventable. Well, first you can do some basic research on what you can do. A lot of the time, just some light cleaning of your windowsills and window wells and floors will take care of the immediate problem. But then you can go to the Hennepin County website and look up the grant program and see if you're eligible for the grant requirements. Eligible families will meet basic income requirements, have a child under the age of 6 or have a visiting child under the age of 6, and live in a home built before 1978. Families who work with the grant program get a couple things. First, they get education on lead paint and how to prevent it. They get a paint inspection risk assessment. And then if they're eligible for the grant program, they'll receive up to $10,000 in grants covering window replacement. Once a family is accepted into the grant program, Hennepin County will visit their home and do a full paint inspection of their home. This includes using special machines to test walls, windows, and trim, and then we'll also take dust samples from the floors, windowsills, and window wells. Hennepin County will then write up a report and go over that report with the homeowner to discuss any lead hazards and the next steps with the grant program. The family may then need to do some miscellaneous painting work in their home. Once the homeowner's work is complete, the window installation can occur. During that time, the families are relocated and the contractors have to follow strict regulations to ensure they do not further contaminate the homes. After final testing, the family can return home and see their new windows. So at this house, our contractors replaced all the double hung windows with these double hung vinyl inserts. So now they can open and close their windows and there's no more lead paint here. And with the grant program, when we replace those windows, those old drafty windows, we give them new Energy Star windows.
I would so definitely recommend this program to others. I have told everybody that I know.
Even in different counties?
Yeah, sorry.
You can learn more about our program by visiting our website at hennepin.us/lead-control or give us a call at 612-543-4182.